Ding dong. Hello. I just realized I didn't grab water. Oh well. I poured myself coffee and did not pour myself water. Oh well. Bing bong. Hello, Poi, welcome. Hello, hello. We are playing Fire Emblem today. Yeah. There are too many games to play. Right now, I think.
I wonder what that tastes like.
I wonder what tastes like. What could I have been referencing that you would have wanted to taste? Well, Caffeine, welcome.
Hey, sister.
It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny, Claire. It's just not funny. Okay, so, how am I doing? I'm doing alright. Set out as you ran by so we can only speculate. Understandable. I'm doing alright. I feel like I slept a little, like... Is the answer poorly? I don't think that's... Like, I slept, and then I woke up, and I was like, oh, I didn't wake up to my alarm, so I must have, like, must be waking up early. And then it's like... I appear to have not, like, slept in. I guess it is slept in. I woke up about, like, an hour or so after my alarm. But it's okay, because it also, you know... If I woke up at my alarm, I wouldn't have slept for very long. But it's okay. We're gonna be a responsible streamer and stream for about 2 hours, and then I need to go work on stuff. Because I keep not working on stuff. But, I've been thinking a lot about what I should be doing with the thing that I'm working on. Because initially...
Divine one.
Oh, hey Risotto, how's it going? Surprised you're not banned on my channel yet. Yeah, so... Sorry, I've been thinking a lot about what I'm supposed to be doing with the thing that I'm working on, and I think... There's a meme that's like... what's it called? I think it was it in Family Guy or The Simpsons? Or it was neither of those. It might have been... It was an American cartoon. And it was like... Alright, I can't wait to launch my super secret midnight sale where I sell my things at midnight, and it's super secretive and at midnight. And it's going to be great because the deals are going to be amazing. It's going to be great. And they do the super secret midnight sale and no one shows up because no one was told about it. So, as much as I want to not post anything about what I'm working on and have it be a surprise, and then I'm like, yeah, wow, look, so surprising, crazy. I think I should probably be posting stuff about it. So, look forward to that. Yeah, so Caffeine, I did watch the clip. I'm gonna be honest, more in line with the energy that I put out on that stream. I was like, wow, I sure just said bruh a lot. And not even very enthusiastically, and I was like, oh right, I remember what's happening that day, and I was like, ah, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I was like, damn, I wish I could have, like, mustered up, like, could I have, like, said bruh, like, any more, enthusiastically. God damn it, Flaris. I did like the ending. Ending was very funny. It's like the out of context of, like, oh, he's got a grabby hand. Like, oh no. What could possibly happen with that? Yeah, so... I feel like... Yeah, so I appreciate the clip. I think it was funny. if I am allowed to comment on it. This is my understanding of content, which you can take with a grain of salt, because it's not like I'm that successful. I feel like the punchiness in the first few seconds was, like, not very punchy, if that makes sense. Right? Like, I feel like people who click on that may go, like, they might leave before they, like, hear me say bruh, basically. Right? Just because people's attention spans are not very high. Or, like, at least their attention span as far as it pertains to content is, like, you know, gotta go fast. Yeah. So, yeah, which again was, like, part of the reason why I was like, man, it's so unfortunate that, like, I couldn't say, like, bruh, like, very loudly or something, was, like, I feel like if that clip started on, like, the door opens, Pura is there, and then I'm just like, bruh, except it's, like, a deep-fried mic and, like, the screen shaking, then it would have been, like, very funny. Yeah, the type of person who watches clips is generally not the type who wants to wait for the punchline. That is correct. I mean, I think it depends, right? You know? It's sort of like, it's weird how much, like, a clip can parallel essay writing, in a sense, but it's like, I need to know why I care in the first, like, 5 seconds. And then if I have the attention span to keep watching and, like, stuff is happening on screen, then, like, maybe I'll consider watching for the next number of seconds. Right? But, like, I think my most successful clip, which, you know, is probably because of the premise of the video, and then, you know, whatever, was, like, I think this VTuber's a dude. Very timely title, very timely, thumbnail, I suppose. Like, Astolfo holding a monster can where their PP is very, still in the, I think the term is zeitgeist, you know? So, but, like, in that video, it's, like, 0.5 seconds of me blabbering, and then immediately vine booming to someone saying, like, I think this VTuber is a dude. Right? It's, like, rapid fire. And the retention on that video is, like, people watched 90% of it. So, you know. But again, I feel like my criticism is, like, completely separate from, like, how much I appreciate that you took the time to do that, right? Because I know these things take time, right? Particularly with editing and stuff, it's like, you know, it doesn't even matter, like, how long it took. It's just that, like, you have to open a software and put clips together. Like, it's not... So I do really appreciate it. And thank you for clipping me. I just figured I would share my thoughts. Okay, so, yeah, welcome, Rance. I know you were on you were meme blasting me. But, I'm just imagining your units watching you run in circles and be like, we have... Oh, what is this? We have to save the world? Is that what it is? Yeah. We have to save the world, and the commander's just running in circles. You know. Yeah, it's really funny because I feel like people would click on the title of horny VTuber. I kind of wonder if that shows up in YouTube results, or if they, like, auto-filter the word horny. Like, in the same way that they auto-filter the word, like hentai, probably. If you promise booba, people will wait long for the clip.
Well.
Oh yeah, Bigger also did very well. I think we can very obviously see why Bigger performed well. So 8 minutes to go. You'll probably use some sound effects and review of the last clip to make the first few seconds better. Yeah. Yeah. Best of luck with that. I think... I don't know if this lens helps you or does not help you, so feel free to ignore it if it is not useful to you. But, like, I look at a lot of, what's his face? I watch a lot of Mudan's editing, like the editor for Trash Taste. And, I don't know if he does editing for Garnt or Joey. I don't think he does. But, like, I watch a non-zero amount of Sea-Dog, so, like, I just see what they do, right? Because you can be like, okay, so, what has happened? Like, this is a stretch of a clip, right? Or, like, a stretch of a segment or a joke or something, and then it's like, context starts for this. Immediately Vine boom. Like, you know what I mean? You know? So, I felt like that helped me when I was trying to think of how I'm supposed to edit things, or like the Out of Context series was obviously I shouldn't say obviously, because VTubers Out of Context was just a thing for a while. Very difficult, by the way, to find like 4 minutes worth of clips when all the clips are like 10 seconds or less long. But the Out of Context series was primarily inspired by Neanders, so I think I tried to parallel the editing in those videos. Vine Boom is a good one. I think the annoying thing is that, like, from a meta level, I think having a clipping or clipping style is very interesting, because, like, let's say people are interested in, like, your content or your clips or whatever. And then you're like, okay, how, like, when do people laugh in my videos? It's like Vine booms. Like, sure, but like, how is the Vine boom applied, and like, what do, you know, like, what is the actual punchline here? So like, in a lot of like Sea-Dog videos, there's just like, here's the joke, and then it's going to be very quickly like abruptly cut off and just go into the next thing, and it, like, you know, that, because that's funny. It's like, we're not gonna sit on this joke, we're just gonna move on. And it's not like we're gonna move on into another joke, so we're gonna like rapid fire the joke and be like, oh haha, it's 2 funnies in a row. It's just that, like, there's a certain humor to the fact that the first one is just cut off. Right? And it'll usually be paired with some kind of, like, stupid zoom in and Vine boom. And then it's like, what just happened to me? Right? So, you know, the main takeaway being, like, you can look at other people's editing and be like, oh, I wonder how they use certain things and, like, how they prepare jokes, or, like, what their timing is and stuff. But I understand that that is contingent on analyzing things, which is, you know, takes time. Not everybody wants to do that. Also, there's absolutely no expectation. I'm just kind of, like, sharing what I felt like helped me. Especially because I hate that learning is difficult enough, but, like, people don't really know how to articulate or share how they've learned things. I think that's one of my, like, greatest frustrations in, like, the entire world. As people are just like, oh, well, I don't know, I just kind of, like, know it now. And it's like, no, but, like, how did you learn it? You know? It's like, I literally learned it by, like, rewatching clips of other people and then, like, actively trying to see what they're doing in their editing style. It's like, I would, like, observe, like, a section of a punchline and be like, okay, they Vine boomed here. They Vine boomed, like, when they said something and they zoomed in at the same time. Like, you know what I mean? It's like, there's a process, and, like, it's not like there's a perfect process, but you can at least, like, share the bits of success that you had and be like, maybe that could help you. Not that it's guaranteed, but, like, maybe, right? Yeah, no problems. I just figured I would, like, share what was useful to me, in case you were interested. The preface to all of it was, feel free to completely ignore it, because regardless if anybody clips me at all, it's, like, awesome. It's great. Yeah, what was the other thing that, there was another thing that I was thinking of recently. Oh yeah, so for stuff like math problems, right? Now, I know it's not perfect and probably doesn't work for everybody, but, like, I felt like I did better at math when I did the problems. And then you go, like, okay, that makes sense, but nobody wants to do it. But, like, if you think about it, you know, if a question is set up where, like, you have two variables, and you need to find variable 3 and 4, there's, like, a stepped process to finding 3 and 4. Like, you can change the flowery language around all of the things, right? Like, the flowery language in the problem, you can change the names, you can change the numbers, but, like, the process is the same. And what helps with executing the process multiple times is if you've done the process before, right? So, and I always found the, like, thinking questions to be the most interesting. But, you know, kind of in line with how video games teach you, it's like, the thinking questions are the twist, right? Where you're like, okay, so normally you get variables 1 and 2, and you have to find 3 and 4. But if we give you variables 3 and 4, can you work backwards? And it's like, wait, how do I work backwards? Wait. You know? But yeah, there's, like, a process. Learning isn't some arbitrary, like, in the aether concept that's like, well, you do it and you learn. It's like, you can... It's slightly more tangible than that. Yeah, I hate when the only advice is time. Yeah. And there's also certainly stuff that's, like, very non-transferable, right? Like, we're talking about things that are, like, relatively transferable, in my opinion. Right? But, you'll be watching some anime now? We'll be back later? Okay. Have a good one, Caffeine. Thanks again for clipping me. I shudder at the thought of what's gonna be highlighted with me and my grabby hand. Like, oh no. I can think of many things that I did that stream. But, yeah, so particularly with even more non-transferable stuff, there's, like, I don't know. It's hard to, it's hard to just be like, familiarize yourself with manipulating these variables. And, like, that's, like, a skill that's somewhat easy to keep track of, but, like, explaining neutral game in fighting games is, like, a whole thing, you know what I mean? Or explaining, what's another thing that's not very transferable? Yeah, I guess, like, art. I've been trying to learn painting recently, digital painting, and it's difficult. So, yeah. I think the only thing that's really helped me as far as perspectives is they explained it like, see things as shapes, and if you see things as shapes, try to make interesting looking shapes, because there are things that are appealing when you look at shapes, right? And there's, like, a certain amount of, like, pseudo-randomness that you have to apply in order to make shapes look good. So, the two tangible things there are, try to not have your shapes look too symmetrical unless you want order, Like this tiled floor is very orderly, so all the shapes are symmetrical. And then try to think of things as big shapes, which is like a mindset you have to apply when you are doing the artwork. Still a little bit non-tangible, hard to grasp, but it's one of those things where like you have to, if you keep thinking about it, the hope is that it will click, which is unfortunately how a lot of non-transferable skills go. Because I can explain it to you or pose it as a like lens to think about in a number of different ways, but the unfortunate reality is that it will not make sense unless you can make it click. And then you realize that all of learning is actually that, and theoretically, even with something that is very transferable like math, it won't make sense to you unless you make it click, which is unfortunate. Learning sucks. I hate learning. Yeah, it also depends on the character and the difficulty. Yeah, so there's like a lot of confounding factors, like, you know, the neutral game on a particular character. Like if you're playing a zoning character, like, you know, the neutral is very different than if you're playing a like rushdown character. Yeah. And apparently Dragon Knight is like a zoning character. I don't know how the patches have like changed how that game works and stuff, but apparently Dragon Knight was like a zoning character, because you just like fire a bunch of fireballs and then if they ever mess up, then you catch them with a fireball and convert, which is neat. Anyways, that was a lot of talking. Let's go. I think we can keep doing story. I think. Actually, there's paralogs, right? Maybe we want to do the paralogs, because I don't think we've done like the Marth paralog. I think this one's for Marth, right? There's probably... I think there's like one more as well. You know what? I'm not feeling the main story today. Let's go do paralogs. I haven't done these ones yet. Fortunately, I can't stay long because you have to study. No problem, Pyotr. Hopefully I can give you a bit of respite. So only like 3 or 4 story chapters left, so good to do paralogs. Yeah. This is for
Look, it started snowing. I'm certain
Micaiah.
I've been here before, or someplace just like it. Where do you think we are, Micaiah? This looks somewhat like Castle Nox. I battled Ike there once.
Huh? Castle Nox? You fought against Ike?
It was snowing then, too. Ike was a strong commander, as was I. But we each had a different definition of victory. Ike was trying to save us, and I could not let him. We needed help, but not his. My people were cursed by a magical blood pact and headed for certain ruin.
What happened?
I fought Ike, fought to undo the pact. I held on to hope. I stayed focused on my vision of the future. Even on the worst day, I kept hold of that. I gave everything to protect people I cared for. I'd have sacrificed more if there'd been need. That vision is what made it possible for me to survive the war.
I think I know now why we were brought here. Teach me how you never broke in the face of despair and fear, Micaiah.
So, you've figured it out then? The point of this trial? Well then, face me in battle, and do your best to be victorious. If you win, our bond will strengthen, and you'll be able to draw on my power like never before.
Cool. He's asking for a punishment? Welcome, Cesar. See, I was gonna say that, man, she, she's like, be able to hold yourself in the face of despair. And I'm just like, what kind of despair are we talking about here? Are we talking like, you know, I'm just wondering if there's any kind of like, you know, kinkiness going on with this like thing, you know. I'm just curious. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know how I'm supposed to do this map. I'm supposed to shoot the ballista and then like go from there? Like, I feel like you should be at the front. Yunaka probably also needs to be at the front somewhere. All the flyers should be way back. Jean is gonna take a million years to get to the front. Probably something like this. Where's Ballista Man 313? I don't know. Where's Ballista Man? Seedle can't use his staff because he doesn't have Makaya. What a tragedy! Yeah, I was wondering how much, like, grouping or consolidating everybody was, like, a good idea or not. So we'll find out. Okay. Oh. I'm gonna check one thing. How do we do that? Because I want to check the... Is it bond effects? Yeah. Can you inherit resonance? Because I think part of doing this thing, because I currently have luck and favorite food, but I think what I'm supposed to do is I'm supposed to inherit resonance so that I can attack with a tome, deal myself 1 damage, and then be able to use favorite food to reset the thingy. I think we don't need to worry about that this time, and we'll just do it next time. I don't know how prepared I am for this fight. Doesn't look like I'm super prepared, honestly. Give you some vulneraries. But the only thing you're sad is that you couldn't see your face when you married Goldmary. Yeah, you can rewatch the VOD, it's still there. You don't need to use resonance, just level up to go below max HP. You know, Poi, that's a really good idea. I really wish I could just, like, level up whenever I wanted. I should have considered that, though. Silly flag bearer. Just be good at the game beforehand, and level up whenever you want. I think that's basically it. Okay. It's not the same because you can say your opinion about it. That's what commenting is for. But yes, I apologize that you were not there for it. Oh. only people with bows can use the...
Off I go.
Interesting. Well, I suppose we need to get
Any
everybody in range
customers?
there, then. Can I do this? It's not close enough yet.
Ready for me?
Understood.
Part
As
of your
you
life,
wish.
just kind of sad. Damn. Okay, the ballista just don't do any damage. Very cool. You know, I'm glad.
Yanaka here.
Put you over here. Get everyone
The
up to
stage is
front.
mine. How cute am I?
Oh, I guess I could have done this. I don't know how much I want them to actually attack the decoy. I'll just go with probably.
I can handle it.
Rosemary wrote, we can just be friends, but Goldmary says, I love you, like, really say it
No
on
mistakes.
her route. Yeah, I mean, if you want the Spark
listening.
notes, because I don't know if you're gonna go back and watch it. I was basically like, oh, that was really cute. Wait, like, I actually think I'm, like, legitimately blushing in real life. Like... I can now add getting confessed to the things that have happened in my life. Even if it was only through a video game. I don't play a whole lot of visual novels, so... It was an interesting experience. I'm not super sure what to do about this. I think I'm gonna put... Are these backups? No, they're just armored. And a covert. Alright. I don't know how bad of an idea this is, but I'm gonna just sit here with my dodge sword and then say it's good. I don't know how much I can push the damage over here. I think what I would like to do is... attack. And then I want to get Yunaka in here to... Like, these are all armored units, so, like, I can just do this. Now they can't attack anybody else. I think Rosado can also kill this person. %. What if I use the axe? It's only a 2. Which is not amazing. Guess I can do this. Nice! Double crit on a 26. Feels good, man. Good job, Rosado. Proud of you. Nice Luna proc. Alright, sweet. Yeah, Gold Mario was straight up like... was like, I tried to be imperfect for you. And it's like, wait, what? I tried to be imperfect, so call me perfect, and I'm like, okay. Okay, Gold Mirror. You did it. You did it, I'm proud of you. Wouldn't you want Outcast to be blocking their movement? I don't have to, because they don't make it to any of my other units. So I'm not concerned. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was reasonably cute. Ugh, missed. Jean, why'd you have to miss, my dude? I mean, Cesar, if that's your interpretation of it, I won't correct you. Because I feel like you're a little too down the rabbit hole for me to explain it to you. I feel like the right side is fine, and I shouldn't be worrying about them. But I guess I can try setting up a dance next turn. Oh, they just didn't attack because probably they couldn't hit. That's fine. Yeah, and I guess nobody attacked Yunaka because she had too much evasion. Oh, of course. Those reinforcements. I mean, I should have expected, but also damn. Where's Ike? Ike is here. Can I...
Hi, Soren.
She's perfect because she told you she was. I mean, the thing I appreciated is that she was very forward. And I like people who are forward.
More fighting?
Or, like, I shouldn't say that I like people who are forward. It's that I can appreciate... I can appreciate it when it happens.
Grace and skill.
There are certainly many disadvantages to being very forward. If I grade Aether, do you think they're gonna attack me? They will since you're in range. Yeah, my problem is that I don't think they will because... That was interesting. I don't think they will. kill you at all? Wow, none of these kill you. Let's try this one. Good chance, please. Nice.
I'll manage.
Wow, this is all just not very good, isn't it? Huh. So what am I doing here? Trying to attack with poor people? Is there any way I can actually make that happen? It does? I think it's just our best shot. Try and hit these crits. Well, none of it does any damage. Oh. Okay, let's put you here. Do this thing. 4 times 0 is still 0. That is correct. Doing a remarkably low amount of damage. Where my crits at, man? Classic. Attack the decoy. Alright, we dodging? Fucking amazing. 10% on all of those, and then it's just like, if this hits, but if it hits though, they die. If it hits, we win the combat. And then just none of them hit. Nice 69. If it hits... Okay, but if it hits though... Are these infinite reinforcements? No. Okay. Yes, I do mean free XP. That's correct. I think I kind of need help over here before I die. Once again, I am doing no damage to the armored units. Classic. Can my dancer get over there? Nope. I think I should be healing the Flardees. Just kidding, I don't have a physic. Let's go. Maybe just some damage? Oh, we have Sword of the Creator. What does that do? Sure. I don't actually know if that did more or less damage, but there's an item called Devil's Axe in the old game, and we love to use it. They miss damage. If they miss damage is taking, I can't tell you how many cool boss fights were robbed from me because boss crit himself. Oh, if they miss, they take damage? 0% to hit. Nice.
Is it go time?
Finally got Brave Assist. %. Oh, just kidding. We got the Alcrest trigger anyways. I'm slightly concerned that Chloe is going to die now. Let's do that. Got him. These guys seem to be doing fine for themselves. I just ran here and then did this. Kind of wonder what'll happen. Yeah, it sounds like the opportunity cost of using the Devil Axe was rather risky. No crit. Okay, does Louis die? That was my question. One damage. Spectacular. I see. So I guess that means just don't use it if you're not lucky, right? Damn. I like how they all lined up for Ether. Feels good, man. Feels good, man. Damn. That felt good. Okay, what do I deal with all these nerds?
I'm sweating.
Old Mary, you don't need to let me know when you are percolating. I know chat wants to know, but look, I don't need to know. She's your wife. It's vital info to you. She might be my wife, but I don't care. I have a feeling this is the turn where, like, all of it kind of adds up and I end up dying. Maybe from here. It's really not what I wanted. Needed that crit so that Chloe doesn't die. Yeah, I feel like people would fish a lot with it. Oh, whoops. I did that slightly wrong. Let's see what happens. There's a skill called Gale Force or something like that? I don't know what that is. Corrin is the queen of CC? Yeah, I would like Corrin to bind me in place. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a confession to make. I would be interested in getting bound by Corrin. I know, surprising to most. Hey, Seattle didn't die, let's go. Oh, that's actually not good. I don't want multiple people to be able to attack Jean. Jean really in trouble if that axe guy goes for Jean. Oh, thank God. Thank God they just went for Goldberry. Okay. Now we have Wolf Knights. And Knights with books. It's not good. Thank you. Gold mirroring and escape.
I'm exhausted.
Do you like flank?
I can do more.
Crits? Hey! Good crits. And I was thinking about it some more. I kind of wonder if, like, the concept of having the demon axe is kind of like... Like, I'm just thinking about, like, oh, would rewinding make that bad or not? It's kind of like... I think having a weapon that is inherently high risk with having the ability to mitigate that risk through gameplay mechanics, because it's still a trade-off, right? Like, you can think about your rewind charges as, like, a currency, right? So it's like, I know that not every attack is going to work out, right? But I can attempt to do risky things because I know that if they don't work out, then I can go like, okay, let's try something different, right? So I kind of view, like, the charges as, like, a way, as, like, a currency that you trade, that you use and trade, I guess, if that makes sense. Right?
Destiny
So, like, I don't
awaits.
think it's necessarily bad if you have, like, a high-risk weapon. I kind of wonder if the more, like, pressing matter about it is just that, like, people are like, I'm gonna take something that's high risk, and then it's like, but it's genuinely high risk, and they're like, wait, it didn't work out. You know? Like, I'm gonna, you know, if the crit chance is like 30 to 70%, I'm like, okay, like, this should work. I know it's very possible that it doesn't, but, like, I'm hoping that it works out, right? You know, I'm at no disillusion for whether my crits work or do not work. It's more of a meme. But you know, it's like I can take attacks that are risky. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. Like, Luna is one of those things, right? Where you can, like, evaluate it as a risk, whether it procs. It's not really a risk, because it's, like, just good. It's usually just good anyways, but if I'm like, okay, so, you know, this attack isn't very good. It's, like, 10 damage. But I can go, like, here, and then it's like, okay, well, I mean, this attack is also not very good. It does, like, 6 damage. But if this crits, and or with a Luna proc, it's pretty good. And I have, like, currency in order to mitigate the risk of this attack. No Luna procs. Let's try it again. Though I think, you know, outside of me going on this rant, I think this entire flank should have just fallen back. Let's do this. Actually, can I do this? That would be how it works, but that feels like bad gameplay to you. At least if it does do a ton of damage. If it's a bit better, then it's fine. But being able to annihilate something for low cost, if it doesn't work out, makes the game even more luck-based, which personally at least you'd want to avoid. I mean, I'm kind of wondering what the claim is, right? Because, you know, I think in the attempt to be understanding human beings, part of the problem is that we don't, like, specify a vagueness, right? So, I kind of could see, like, oh, it makes bad gameplay. And I was like, I guess I could, like, see a reason why it would make bad gameplay, so I'm just gonna agree, right? But I guess I don't actually understand what your definition of bad gameplay is, or why it's bad gameplay, right?
Whatever you ask.
Partially because I didn't ask or clarify, but also because, like... yeah. Okay, definitely taking risks is part of the game. You want to, of course, be careful, but tougher maps and difficulties will cause you to make risky actions. Certainly. So we're looking at it. It's really unfortunate that didn't work out. The claim is that the cost of it failing used to be higher, offsetting the power. But the low cost of failure entices the user to use the weapon. That could steal wins. Yeah, so I think this is fair, right? That it's like, this weapon is supposed to be extremely powerful because of the fact that it is, like, a risky weapon to use, right? So, like, this makes sense. Where I think the concern in that statement, like, if I'm reading it correctly,
I'm not badly hurt.
is that, like, because you can just use the... It's like, I'm gonna warp this unit into the boss and then use the demon axe. And then, oh, it didn't work out, so I'm gonna, like, time rewind. And then I'm going to, like, move RNG forward by one step. And then I'm gonna warp them into the boss and try attacking them. Like, you know what I mean? Where it becomes, like, just gaming RNG, right? And it's, like, not really a risk because you have, like, 10 undos, right? Whereas, like, I think the other side of this, in my opinion, is that I think, like, having something that interacts with the core mechanics of the game, particularly, like, risk management in the form of, like, taking a risk, it doesn't work out, okay, like, I need to allocate some of my charges for, like, not losing. Because if I only use it for crit fishing, like, I will probably lose. Because there's usually something on the map that I am not considering. Like, there's an outcome that I am not considering, which is why I have undos. Right? So, like, there's an opportunity cost associated with spending your charges for crit fishing. Yes. But, again, I think the concern is, like, it becoming warped around this thing, and that the cost isn't really associated anymore with the payoff. So I think a good way to balance it is actually just a numbers thing. There was a mechanic that interacted with time rewinds like that. It's called ambush reinforcements. Yeah, kind of. I mean, like, actually, though, you know, it's, like, not very fair when you get reinforcements on, and it's like, oh, well, I wish I knew.
Let's finish this fight quickly.
But yeah, I think that's as simple as going, like, finding a better number for, like, what the thing is supposed to do. And then I think it also makes sense to evaluate that, like...
Hinata here.
Like, I think it's fair to evaluate that, like, an extremely high-risk weapon can be perceived as having no downside if you can rewind time. So, like, that makes sense. I think finding a better number for what the Demon Axe should be on means that you can still leave that gameplay available, right? Because, like, people want to be able to make the highest risk of plays, you know what I mean? Like, that just sounds like it's appealing to people, right? So if we want to define good gameplay through the lens of, like, what does a player want to do, right? Which is often not considered when people think of balance. It's like people want to be able to be like, I'm gonna put my HP on the line and, like, do a lot of damage. It's like, that's like a fantasy for a player, you know what I mean? So I think keeping that gameplay intact is reasonable because it's enticing to people from the sense of, like...
I refuse to cry.
From the sense of, like, it's fun to be able to risk your HP in order to, like, make that big play that takes you over the top. Right? But we've identified that cheesing bosses or, like, not being able... effectively not being able to play the game because, like, you just, like, one-shot them is, like, very real. So I think the design problem becomes, how do you keep the high risk and reward gameplay intact without having it be so powerful
I must play my part.
that players will simply re-roll until they get the best RNG and it automatically wins the encounter. I think one of the key things being automatically winning the encounter is likely something that it shouldn't be able to do.
Let's hear it.
But, like, that's its own thing, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like that requires its own brainstorming session. Which, like, I don't know. I feel like it's kind of sad, because, like, this seems like a question that I could spend, like, an entire day or more on. Right? Like, not coming to a solution, but literally just like, alright, I'm gonna think about what should, like, what not should be, what could be the answer here, and then we're gonna, like, go from there. Right? And oftentimes the first thing you come up with is not the best answer. Okay. In 3 houses, they even made the Demon Axe just deal damage to the user after attacking no matter what, which seems better within a time rewind system. Yeah, but it kind of, like, removes that, like, high-risk gameplay, or the feeling of you're, like, you're taking a big risk. Which, maybe the point is that, like, you can't keep that gameplay intact, but the, like, idea that you are drawing on the power of a demon in order to, like, get more power is more in line with what like, the fantasy of using the weapon is. Which is, like, fair, I think. So just making you take damage all the time is, like, a fair way to do it. Like, just in general, better system. I think I would agree that it is just better within the context of a rewind system. I think that's accurate.
I'll do my best.
Put you here with the rapier and see what happens.
Whatever you require.
A self-damage formula? Yeah, I could see that. But again, there's kind of like, yeah. I mean, certainly redoing the self-damage formula in general is just like something that's likely desirable. I'm just trying to think of like, sorry, first of all, I saw caffeine and I wasn't sure if I welcomed you back in, but welcome back. So I wasn't sure if, let me just think. Yeah, so I think the thing that I was thinking about was, depending on how you want it to work. So if I say that, like, self-damage is a set value, right? That's like, okay, when you use a demon axe, you're required to use 15 HP. Right, like, let's just assume set value. And it's like, okay, well, that seems really strong if you can have more than, like, I don't know, 45, 60, 75, like let's say, like, 75 HP. Like, that probably means you can use a demon axe when you want to. Kind of. Right? But also it means that the solution for using a demon axe is that you should put it on a character with high HP. Like, the puzzle of where you're supposed to be using a demon axe is associated with people who gain high levels of HP. Oh, you're dead. Oh, he's, like, definitely super dead, right? Is Louis dead? Is Louis not dead? Oh, Louis not dead. Let's go. Let's go, Louis. Just tanking the magic damage. Oh, shit, there was more reinforcements. See, I didn't anticipate more reinforcements. I just thought there was going to be a normal amount of reinforcements. Or, like, normally when the boss starts moving, that means you can, like, it is safe to proceed, you know what I mean? But, okay, the odds used to be 21 minus luck, or 31 for some later games. So what is the average luck stat of someone in a game? Or in a Fire Emblem game? Like, minus outliers, what is the approximate luck of someone in Fire Emblem? Depends highly on levels and something. I mean, what's the current luck stat of you? Jean's luck is 20. Your luck is 48 because I think you have plus luck. 19... 27. 27, 19, 48. So like 22 with the outlier being 48. So let's just assume that's right for 2 seconds. 21 minus 20 is 1. So is it 1% to take damage? Or 1% to... Yeah, so if we assume that luck is 20, I am aware that these stats don't overlap with each other. Right? Is how it works is it's 1% chance for you to take damage? %, take damage. Okay. Also, this entire turn is I'm just gonna rewind now because, like, we're gonna die. This isn't... It's, like, probably not even a question. So I'm gonna back it up. Okay, let me think for 2 seconds. Yeah, and how much damage do you take off of a proc? Is it percentage-based, set damage-based? Yeah, we're not concerned with what the actual, like, stats are, really, realistically. I'm just trying to understand what the, like, what the formula is. Because it's like, oh, well, if it was, like, 11% to take damage, then it's like, well, we could, if we change the numbers, we could make it 20% to take damage. Or we could change the number so it's 2% to take damage. Like, we could just change it. It doesn't matter. And it's like, you can't change it because the numbers in the game dictated the thing. It's like, no, actually, we dictate the numbers in the game. So, we could just change it to 2%. That doesn't seem very balanced, but... Yeah. Okay, so it's based on the damage you deal. So, you actually straight up take, like, the full damage you would deal? Is that correct? So if you dealt 30 damage, you also have a 10% chance to take 30 damage? Is it reduced by your defense? As in, like, do characters with high defense benefit from using a thing? It's just what's shown in the preview? Okay. That's good to know. So, this thing doesn't interact with defense, and it kind of interacts with HP because it's based on how much damage you deal. Right, so if we were using, like, a very powerful unit who had, like, a lot of attack, and let's say that a reasonable percentage for you to proc this ability is like 10%. Because that is the assumption we made at the start. Like, the expected value of damage on the thing if you were dealing 30 damage is 3, right? Because 10% of the time you'll take 30 damage, so over 10 attacks your expected value is 3. Right? Or over 1 attack your expected value is 3. I think. I don't remember if there's a more complicated calculation for expected value, but I'm pretty sure it's just, like, percentage divided by whatever, right? It's like the same math you do for backup damage. You could also crit yourself. Is that based on if you crit, or is it a separate roll? If you crit and are unlucky. Okay, that's really interesting. Oh, it's a separate roll. It's a separate roll from your own crit? Okay. But the kind of gameplay we're expecting, right, is that... So first of all, this weapon at the moment, like, as we're... What is the term? It's not deciphering, it's... Extrapolate, I think is the right term. Yeah, but we're not sure if the crit is based off of the same stat. Like, we're not sure if the self-crit is based off of the same stat. Right? Like, whereas crit against an enemy could be based off of luck and dexterity, if the crit to yourself is only based off of luck, then it's, like, different. Is what I was wondering. I think taking attacks here is mostly okay. Oh, sure, let's do this. That sounds good. Let's move you back. Well, again, my interpretation is that, like, the fantasy is wanting to rely on, like, some kind of demonic power in a time of need in order to get something that is higher generic, like, does on average higher damage, but the risk is sacrificing HP, right? So I think... kind of feel like it should do slightly higher damage than whatever the other option is, right? So if the option was... If the option was between an axe that did 20 damage, and then the demonic axe, which maybe does 25, I don't know, just random numbers, then it's kind of like... I feel like it should do more damage. Because... Yeah, but maybe... Because if it does, like, significantly higher damage, then you run into the problem of, like, the other thing I was gonna mention, which is, like, the... So... Part of the original design was that, like... Was that characters with high HP benefit from using this axe. Because when you deal damage, it doesn't really matter how much damage you take if you have, like, 100 HP. So you're like, oh no, I dealt 30 damage to the enemy and rolled poorly. Oh, I took 30 damage. It's like, the tank character does not care if they took 30 damage or not.
You got it.
Like, Which I think is the, like, part of the point. So there kind of needs to be space for, like, the life loss can still be compensated for or mitigated by someone who has high HP. Right? Or you could put it on a character who doesn't have a lot of HP, but they're kind of in the range where they could use it like once when they need to, but if they use it maybe more than once, then they'll probably die.
Yes.
So the feeling that I get is kind of like that.
Ready for me?
The only bad part of them removing it is that you can't see anyone crit themselves when attacking a door. Certainly. I would say that's a tragedy for sure. So yeah, I think,
Whatever you need.
you know, I think either set or percent HP lost is okay. I think a high, like, if you want it to be very usable by people who, yeah, if you want it to be very usable by people who have high HP, I think a set value is appropriate. No, the HP loss was based on how much damage you deal. Wait. Sorry, my brain stopped working for a second. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, it's supposed to deal 10% of the total damage you deal, which is over 10 turns. If you dealt 300 damage, you can expect to take 30 damage at that point because of, like, the expected value, right? But because I think the purpose of it is supposed to be like a... You do it once for immense power on one turn, but the trade-off is HP, but it's guaranteed, I think it should be significantly higher. So you take 30% of the damage you deal? Something like that. Then you can check and see if that, like, overlaps with people's HP growths. I don't know. It's a lot of people attacking me. Yeah, so part of the risk is using the axe in the front line, because when you retaliate, you would take a lot of damage, right? Oh, that's Micaiah. I did not notice that. So that entire side just needs to back up. Yeah, which I think if you take 33% of the damage that you deal, right? So let's say you deal 30 damage, and you take 10 for... you take 10 damage for attacking with it. If you had 40 HP, that means you can deal 140 damage with your entire health bar. 140? No, 120? Yeah, 120 with your entire health bar. Which means that if you attack, if you're a frontliner and you attack someone and deal 10 damage to yourself while holding the Devil Axe, and 3 people are going to be attacking you on that turn, you're dead. like, completely irrelevant of them dealing damage to you, you have already died based on your retaliations. So yeah, something like 25 to 33% of, like, you know, let me get to that caffeine. I also need to use the bathroom. But yeah, yeah, which I think is fair. So it's like this weapon where the trade-off is HP, and mispositioning has you dead, but if you use it against a boss in a time of need, you can deal extra damage and then maybe close out the fight. Percentage doesn't matter because RNG hates you. Yeah, well, the problem with percentages and true randomness is that, like you can anticipate for an expected value, but that's just, like, not actually, you know, it's not necessarily the truth every time. Yeah, sorry, Caffeine. I guess I didn't, like, onboard anybody when I was, like, ranting about this thing, but the, interestingly, I didn't know anything about this mechanic before I started this conversation either. But we're just gonna run away. Which I guess I have a little bit more context still because I've played Fire Emblem before. Oops. But I was not trying to propagate this discussion based on it being specifically a Fire Emblem discussion. It's more of a balancing discussion of, like, expected value versus trade-offs, and how, interestingly, having a mechanic that lets you mitigate the randomness of things means that it's less of a risk. With one of the better designs being, instead of it being a percentage risk, because you can't really rely on true randomness when you have a rewind mechanic, because the trade-offs would never work correctly. You know, I mean, like, it's an interesting design problem, is what I'm saying. And I think it's a little unfortunate because, like, I fully understand that, like, there's stuff like the temptation is to be like, it's bad gameplay, or like it's gonna make bad gameplay, right? Which is like a very simplified statement that is easy to understand, which is why it is said in the way that it is said. But, like, I can't help myself think, like, generally what I think, or end up thinking, is, like, there are a lot of mechanics that I don't like, right? So let's say, for example, like, in card games, generally I'm a control player or a combo player, and generally I like control decks that can combo, i.e. Splinter Twin, because that deck is really fun. Because I like being able to plan very far ahead and set up situations where I can, like, win the game. Like, people joke about, I thought about this situation 5 turns in advance, but I have literally played a control game where I sequenced 5 turns ahead, and my opponent lost. Like, you can do that. Right? So it's like, I enjoy playing those decks. Not everybody enjoys playing those decks. But if someone told me, we're going to remove all of the combo control decks from the game because we don't want to include them anymore, I would just be like, what the hell, man? I enjoyed playing those. Let me play those. Right? So, like, I can't help but feel like there's a player out there who's like, wait, but I freaking loved using the Demon Axe. It was, like, the best shit ever. It was really funny when I, like, threw my frontliner out there to deal, like, to deal 40 damage to the guy, and then I was like, yeah, I have, like, 30 HP left. But then, like, 3 people attacked me and my character died. But it was fine because I'm not playing on Classic. So, like, oh well, I threw my guy away for the combat, and then, like, you know, I traded the guy for I dealt more damage that turn, and, like, that was fun. It's like, you know, like, there are players who aren't me. Who, like, really enjoy particular things that I don't enjoy. So, while I fully understand, like, it can make bad gameplay, and we've already established that, like, it can, like, under our qualifications, right? Of, like, our qualifications are that, like, it's really swingy, but also leads to people crit fishing. And on top of it being, like, crit fishing, we've established that part of playing the game, or, like, having fun in the game, is, like, playing a sequence of turns or playing a number of turns, right? So undermining the gameplay by just, like, killing somebody in one turn and then, like, the combat's over is kind of boring, like, not very interesting. So, like, I think it's fair to address those things while also acknowledging that, like, there may have been something that's very fun to players, and that, like, we can try to, like, accommodate what they thought was fun about that gameplay while also fixing the problem. Right? Which is not, like, is not a chastisation of saying, damn it, Poi, the thing you said was oversimplified, screw you. It's more like, okay, well, like, let's dig into that. Like, what can we talk about here? Right? Which is not, you know. Sometimes I wish my colleagues thought that deeply about things. But oh boy. Oh boy, sometimes does it feel like I'm just going... Sometimes it just feels like I'm going, well, how can we fix this mechanic? It's like, we can't, it's overpowered! And it's like, alright. I'm out here trying to solve the problem, and you don't seem to be very interested in doing that. Oh, do I lose Canter? When I take this? Oh, shit! Oh shit, that's not good. Oh no. Okay, Okay. Yeah, imagine not playing on Classic. Hilarious, right? I think I'll be okay. Yeah, it's kind of what the Devil Axe was in Three Houses, but they went a little too far in the other direction. Yeah, well, again, like, I wasn't suggesting that we were making something completely novel from the Three Houses one. I was just trying to think of, like, if we derive what the formula was from the previous games, how does that apply to, like, this set damage or dealing damage back to you system and whatever. Yeah.
How mysterious.
Here's the thing. I really want to play Three Houses because I played it a while ago. I really enjoyed playing Three Houses. I have never finished a Maddening run in Three Houses. So, I would be very interested in playing Three Houses. That being said, I don't actually think the Fire Emblem playthrough is very popular. Or, like, I don't think it's performed very well. I do have the game. So, like, I'm a little unsure if I want to be playing it. Or, like, I want to play it. I just don't know if it'll do well. Or I'm pretty sure it won't do well. Time to bribe someone? Yeah, the other thing about playing Fire Emblem is that, like, it takes a really long time. Like, this is probably the only map we're doing today. Yeah. Well, like, I really enjoyed Three Houses. Like, you know, I mean, it was my first Fire Emblem game, so, like, you know, whatever, that it has that. Is this infinite reinforcements? This is still not infinite reinforcements? Jeez. Yeah, and I really, really want to go back and be like, okay, how do I do maddening? Because, like, I didn't get a chance to do that when I played it the first time. So we're just gonna have to kill the boss here. This is way too many people. We've hit the point of this is no longer good. We need to stop. If I make a donation, you'll play Three Houses. What I'm gonna say is not yet, because I do legitimately want to think about, like, whether or not I should be playing it. And I wouldn't want you to donate if I ended up coming to the conclusion that I actually shouldn't be playing it, and I should be doing other things. Because currently, we have, like, too many games to play. Like, for example, another game that didn't do very well was Star Rail. My 2 Star Rail streams were majority returning viewers, and I don't know. I think it didn't do amazing. Oh, that's a lot of damage. But regardless, I do want to play Star Rail. Where I was having a good time, like, just kind of casually going through the story and basically being chilling.
I remember it's very.
Yeah, I appreciate that, Cuffy. I think that is the problem with strategy games, is that, like, there isn't really much to, like, look at. You know what I mean? Like, if you think about it, basically what I can comment on is, like, my thought process in the moment. Like, screaming when crits happen, or thirsting over anime waifus. Or risotto. Because... insert some comment about riding risotto or something here. Like, there isn't a whole lot, you know, to, like, talk about. Risotto MVP, because obviously Risotto would be MVP. Can I be honest, that's how I feel
Well
with card
done.
games.
You passed the trial safely.
Thank you.
Do you feel that? Our bond is stronger.
I don't know if I feel that,
I
Micaiah,
do,
but
yes.
sure.
I feel like I understand
The
you
missed
better
XP,
than before.
no!
There's just one thing.
You're right.
What's that?
I did miss a lot of
You
XP.
know, I was sort of hoping I might gain some of your fortune-telling ability.
Don't worry. You don't need that. You can already see the future. In fact, you're building it.
I'm building
Oh.
the future. Is that one of your predictions?
Why?
No,
It's supposed to be God
It's
Mary.
something I see right in front
I
of
will
me. I
go
see
out of my
someone
way
with
to
the
make sure
strength
God
to
Mary
never
does
lose
not get
heart,
MVP
no
for the
matter
rest of the
what.
game.
You're a fighter.
It's an honor to know that you think so. I'll do my best not to disappoint.
It's how you feel with
Not
card
a
games.
chance.
I have no idea what's going
Come
on,
on.
and I'm just seeing
Let's go
PNGs.
save the
Yeah, that's
world.
fair. It's unfortunate because, like, I don't know how to... I know when I started, I was like, I want to stream card games. Because the thing about card games is that I understand them very well, and that it is easy for me to... It's easy for me to play card games, not think about it too hard. Because unless you're playing at the highest level of, like, play, like, you can beat a lot of card game players by just kind of playing mediocrely and then winning. Like, there's a lot of minor optimizations you could make in Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, but unless you're playing against like the highest level, like I can shotgun max C, not care about it, and then just like move on and continue talking with chat, right? Which is really good because like I understand that I can just play the game after shotgunning max C and it's not going to be too much of a problem. If I was playing in a tournament and like I really had to focus or something and not talk to chat, then like, yeah, I would have to think about not shotgunning max C. But like, again, because I'm comfortable with it, I kind of feel like I understand like I can afford to play suboptimally and probably deal with the consequences, right? Unless you play the card game that's being played, it's not a great viewing experience, which is why you don't watch the Yu-Gi-Oh streams. Yeah, and I agree with that, right? Where it's like, I feel like strategy games are often like, there's just not a lot of like entertainment value, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like the entertainment value, it's not like a viewing experience that you can like viscerally just like understand and kind of like laugh at and experience and stuff. Whereas something like, yeah, like something like Valorant is like every single round there's something to talk about. You know what I mean? It's like, the guy got me from that. Oh, that person was in the corner and like, oh, you know, oh, can you buy this gun for me? Like, you know what I mean? Like there's so much like entertainment value that you can do in Valorant. But for example, the decision-making process in a game like Fire Emblem is like, okay, I'm going to lead with the person who has the crit. If the crit works out, that's really good for me, and I'm gonna like move more aggressively the more crits that I land. You know what I mean? Yeah, Valorant. I'm not much of an FPS player. Or it's like, you want to know why Apex is such a good streaming game? Is because there's times where you can like very easily propagate a conversation, like when you're just kind of rotating or like looting or something, but then it builds up to this like you like have a big fight or something. Like it's literally if you assume that your chance to run into a fight is pseudo random, right? But it has an increasing chance. So let me see if this makes sense to anybody. So you have a random percent chance for an event to happen. But as time goes on, and as you're gambling the chance of that event happening, you slowly move towards that thing happening more. And when that event happens, it's extremely gratifying. Like, you're like, yes! I finally got that unit from the gacha. Right? So it's like, Apex just kind of feels like you're playing gacha with team fights. Like, it's like the entire build-up is getting, like, cool guns and stuff and, like, talking to chat or rotating. And then there's a big fight. Right? Or not, I don't know. So I feel like people can more easily, as a spectator, understand what is happening and, like, have a visceral response to the things that are happening. Whereas, like, me moving my Wyvern Rider, like, slightly closer to the enemy, and then having to be like, well, I'm putting them slightly out of range because I can't actually do the retaliations, is like, it's just not, like, interesting, I guess. Like, it's not interesting to people who aren't, like, inherently understanding the nuances of the game. Which, because there's a barrier to understanding why something is interesting, it's not as widely, like, fun, I guess. So yeah. I mean, I'm having a great time. I like playing this game. It's very fun. I like moving all my units And also, I like... Very like. Don't worry, it's okay. On a different timeline, Rosado. On a different timeline, Rosado. You like gold, Mary, we get it. Listen here. You should just stream Superman 64. Okay. You know, pretty short stream this time. I think I'm just gonna call it. I have some things to do. What I'm gonna say is look forward to some interesting news soon, I think. Probably. I think literally I'm gonna post after this stream. If I can muster up the courage to do so. Because again, I'm torn between the idea of like, no, don't post anything because it'll be a secret. And then it's like, but you don't actually want it to be a secret because you want people to be excited about it. But also, if you tell people what the thing is, then they'll be like, oh, it was just that, and then like they're not excited about it. And I'm like, no. I've put so much work into it. But we'll see how it goes. I don't know. That is to say, I was going to say, when I post a thing, you have to be excited. There must be an artificial excitement response to the thing that I post, or I will literally crumple into a ball and cry to myself. Better secret because it gets the high hopes to crash in the wall 1 second later. No, I refuse. No! No! The support I get from people is conditional based on them actually being excited about the thing. Fuck! No! Time to cry to myself. Alrighty. Alright, let me think for a second. Because we have like 3 minutes, right? Ooh, secrets! Let's go! Oh, first I wanted to comment that I think Mario Kart is interesting to people because they get to play with the streamer. It was the first thing. Oh. Ugh. I think I can do this. Watch out, they're beginning to engage. Hello, Snow. I'm actually about to end stream, I'm sorry. I'm sorry you just showed up. It's a little short stream today. Okay. Slightly shorter than the other Vegas one. Yeah, the Vegas stream was a little bit of an outlier. Okay, which one? Okay, so I have a question for all of you. Do you want to randomly roll between 3 things, or do you just want me to choose? Yeah, I'm also thinking of scheduling. I think you choosing is better for the motivation. Possibly. But we have 2 people saying random. Oh, for the scheduling. That's what you meant. Choosing is better for the scheduling. Yeah, but we also haven't, I'm not sure how much I want to go back to Star Rail, or if I want to just, like, play it off stream and then Star Rail becomes the thing that I play off stream. Random, but if you don't like the result, you can try again. Oh, but that's not fun. I feel like needing to live with my consequences is, like, fun. Alright, let's try this. I'm gonna make a poll. Do I make a poll? Okay, do we want to do it random by randomly rolling a die, or do we want to do it by you all choosing a random number? I don't know if that works because I don't think there's that many of you here. Yeah, that's fair. Alright, let's roll a die. I think it'd be really funny if we landed on 1, because I think it doesn't make as much sense. Or pick 1, 2, or 3. 1 is the one you want, 2 is the one you want, 3 is the one you want! Yeah, or a rolling chart. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I mean, like, that makes sense. Let's do that. Okay, roll a die. Roll a d4. 2. Okay. I mean, I think that one's interesting. I feel like it's harder to... I mean, I suppose have fun with this one. But you guys will be my test subjects. Let me drink the rest of the coffee. Okay. I'm gonna show you the art with the assumption of this art being used on a card. And I want you to guess what the name of the card is. We might do this twice, because there was one I kind of wanted to show because I thought it looked cool. That's surprisingly small. Hard. Banner block? That's a pretty good one. Oh. Kart? Yes, this goes on a Mario Kart. Does anyone else want to guess? Maybe this will be the one that I post for today. And then I'll spoil another one. You have no idea? You don't get what the intention is? Oh, it's just fun. I wonder if I can... I don't know if I have one of them screenshotted. No, I think I already deleted it. I'll have to wait for it. Maybe. I like this one. I feel like... Oh, wow, this one's significantly larger. What do you think about this one? I really like this one. I feel like I did a good job on this one. Part of the end card for certain streams. I guess it could be. So we showed 2 out of 4. I might actually go with this one because it's easier to... It's probably easier for people to understand when I actually show what this does. It looks like a time dash of sorts. No idea of a name. Is it a time dash? Boy? Perhaps like a time run? Or maybe, like, some kind of time walk, even? Dash through time! Honestly, that'd be kind of sick. Delve 6. Delve 6, look at the top. 6. I think I'll go with this one. I'll post this one, and then we'll get to see more tomorrow. The girl that jumped through time. That could work, you know? It's really funny because I did this with another friend who's been helping me, and this, yes, I know it's a movie. They thought that this card could have been another one of the cards, and I'm like, damn it, you're so right, and that makes me really sad, because this could absolutely be a different card. It's okay. With that info, was the first one Ancestral Recall? It may have something to do with recalling. Anyways. I think people will... This is going to be my super awkward way of doing this, and I think people will probably get it after we get through a few days. And I'll try to be consistent with it, but I make no guarantees. Recall, but that card sucks. Well, I think Recall is actually a good card in this context. Anyways, now that I've sufficiently confused you, I'll say thank you so much for watching. Thanks for being here. Please be aware that you might find out what this card is tomorrow. Probably. Be excited for that. And I'm gonna go. So, yeah, I'm gonna go make more art. I think we still have, like, 55 more cards to go. So, yup. Oh, I just need to, like, go paint 55 more cards. Lamau. Hee. Thanks for watching, thanks for being here. I'm gonna go. See y'all later, everybody. Goodbye. Bye.